Good morning, everybody. Sorry, little bit of a chaotic start. I looked up at the clock and was like, wait, it's time for me to push the button. So lots of stuff going on, lots of real estate stuff going on. I have clients. We're trying to get them under contract first thing this morning. So we've been texting everybody everywhere, trying to get everybody coordinated and assisted so that can get written quickly, which is fantastic. In the real estate market, everybody feels like, you can drag your feet a little bit. Well, the reality is if you found the home that you want, dragging your feet isn't going to help. Sometimes somebody else is interested in that home. And in this case, that's exactly what's happening. So Susan Forrest going to pop up here. Hey, Susan. Hey, everybody. Again, my apologies. I didn't take my water right before we started or anything. But so happy Monday morning. We are in the throes of busy chaos, everything from family life to holiday preparations to obviously to work and real estate related things. I joke, and it's not actually not a joke, it's a real thing, which is that I feel like this job really truly is 24/7. It's really rare to be able to decompress or take a day and escape, which is okay. I'm not complaining. It's just, it's my point is that when Monday rolls around, I'm like, well, where did the weekend go? Where did what we remember as being, the couple of days off to kind of have fun, run errands, relax a little bit, or do the chores or things that you kind of wanted to do or needed to do before the work week starts again. And I'm like, didn't I just talk to you guys yesterday? But that's how fast everything happens. So at any rate, so good morning, everybody. And again, my apologies, it's a bit of a wonky start. I was in the middle of texting. And by the way, if I have to pick it up, this is important. So if I have to respond, I'll tell you to hang on a minute. But we are excited you are joining us again this morning. So I didn't get to say good morning to everybody individually. So I'm going to just read down a few of the names if I can. So Tracy, and we're going to talk about your question here in a minute, Tracy. Rob, thank you as always for joining in. Elizabeth, good morning, sweetheart. I say sweetheart because that is my daughter. Mr. Kennard, hello, man. We are missing you. It's like I need to see you in person. I just always see you and all of your essence, kind of on Instagram and all the things that you do, but we need to see you in person, and I need some baby boo smooches. So that's his baby, by the way. Good morning, Eric, of course. So Eric is right over there as always, right off the side, so that if I need something, he can come in a jiffy. Good morning, Kim. Saw your message the other day. I know you're excited about who we have as our guest today, so me too. Good morning, Gary, and aloha to you. You're not away already, are you? You're not away. You're here, right? Let me know. Good morning, Ron Peterson. Okay, so super, super awesome clients. All right. Ron, love it. Okay, we're gonna talk about some of these in a minute. So let me pop his up real quick. It says, good morning. The best advice I ever heard was the best time to buy a home is when you're ready, regardless of price or interest rates. That is exactly right. When you find the right home, then it's the right time. And I think that's super important.
And he knows that.
And yes.
Ron knows that.
Ron, you know that from actual real life experience. But hey, it worked out because you have the perfect home and it's going to be beautiful. And we're super excited for you guys. We have a busy week coming up too for you guys over the next 2 weeks, I guess. Actually, you guys you're leaving, right? What's the date of today? Oh, yeah, so you're leaving pretty soon. Good morning, Allie, of course. Lisa, good morning from New Jersey. I'm imagining it's a little bit chilly there. I don't know. It's not actually, you know what? I took the dogs out this morning and it was our typical brisk morning here. So good morning, Daniel and Erica. And of course, Susie Q. Oh my God, look at all of my people. Nishad, I know. It's I love it. Susan, Jim Federico. Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Gary's here?
Yes, I saw Gary. Yeah. Shark
Gary?
Nerd, Gary again, Enchanted Nomad. Love that name, by the way.
Wales. Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett. And so actually I was thinking about you last night, Garrett. I am currently watching, and we'll talk about that because I'll probably mention that's what I'm watching next week because I just started this last night. I finished the other thing that I was watching, which we'll talk about. But I think it's Requiem, and it takes place in and around Wales. And so I was like, I'll watch this, so I'll have something to talk to you about. So anyway, so that's kind of cool. So I'm watching that on Netflix now, but we'll talk about that next week. Anyway, so good morning, everybody. So today we are going to talk about, first of all, a reminder of questions. If you have questions, put a capital Q : that helps me search it a little bit easier. More than anything, super excited that you guys are joining us. I wonder if your life is as crazy as mine. You know, we have, by the way, is this the correct sign? 13 days?
I think so.
I think I changed it the other day. Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, 13 days until Christmas, and I'm not ready, and I've yet to sit and enjoy any of it, really. There's a couple of days where, you know, so are you like me? Hey, Eric, would you mind responding to Jess, please? Sorry, work related. Just double check with Jess and give him what he needs, please. So we are, my mug. Here's my mug of the day. Everybody says, fa la 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 la. Okay, so full disclosure, I got this yesterday. I went, where did I go yesterday? I went to Winter Garden Village. We needed to get a piece for our gate, and I told Eric I would go run that errand. Ironically, I went to several different places, came back with lots of things, none of which were the actual piece to the gate that I needed, as is life. I did try to find it. They just didn't have it. But of course I stopped off at Kirkland's. So here's a Kirkland's mug that I got for myself. And a couple other, I think it was Kirkland's. I think so. Maybe Home Goods. I don't know. Anyway, went out to Winter Garden Village, had to get a little shopping done. None of it super fun. It was like dog food, cat food. My son will be here shortly, not shortly as in today, but like, you know, this weekend, I guess. And so we always have some extra dog food for his dog. So I had to go do some fun, pet store shopping, and, I had to go to like Staples. Like seriously, none of it was like super duper fun, but I did treat myself to a quick browse in Kirkland's, which by the way, this is so sad. Like, you know how for those of you, and first of all, I know a lot of you probably don't go into these stores, but there is something about going into some of these stores. Kirkland's is one of them, where you come in and you're overwhelmed with just the beautiful visual of the holiday decor, the smells from all their little bags with all the smells in it. Everything is so beautiful. And I walked in yesterday and it's like all of that's on clearance, like tucked in the corner, and everything else is ready for the next season. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we still got 13 days left till Christmas. And I was still looking for some fun, cutesy Christmas stuff. But I did find a few that were on like 50% off, 75% off. So that was good, including my mug. So anyway, here's my mug. Cheers to you all this morning. This is my first cup of coffee. It'll probably only be one today because we have a busy day. So I'm gonna take a sip and then we're gonna get going. So, all right, let me look at a couple of questions. I know there was one in the beginning. Tracy, I'm gonna put Tracy's question up here. So Tracy said, is the holiday season the best time to buy a home? So, I mean, the reality is the best time to buy a home for you is when do you need it? I mean, and Ron actually referenced that earlier. You know, if time is not a determining factor for you, if you have complete flexibility, you're not selling your existing home, or maybe you're currently renting, or maybe you're staying with parents, or you know, if the home that you're leaving or the shelter that you're leaving is no longer an issue, and therefore you can purchase whenever you want, well then, you know, no one has the crystal ball. We say that all the time. So no one really knows what's going to be on the other side of anything. But as far as new construction goes, the best time to buy a home in new construction, it's certainly a good time because right now, for instance, I have some clients that are contracting right now, and right now they have some extra great incentives because they're trying to rack in as many sales as they can before the end of the fiscal year. So in that regard, yes. If it's resale and you're looking to buy a home, I don't know that it's going to be any better time, you know, because there might be somebody who's like, you know what, we'd really rather not. It's on the market now, but we'd really rather not sell it till after the holiday season is over. So every single situation is going to be different. Everybody's life situation and their story is going to be different as to the purpose or need or want for them to sell their home. So it's always going to be different. And, you know, you kind of have to go into it with that mindset and, you know, together we will navigate. Okay, well, these people are very, very motivated. These people have got time on their hands and they're just looking for the highest price ever. But if it is new construction, in answer to the question, it's definitely a good time to buy. one of the better times because they do typically increase incentives to kind of rack in and encourage people to write contracts as soon as possible. So good question, Tracy. Anyway, so let's see. What else do we have over here before we get started with what's brewing?
You made a really nice comment. Go to the very bottom.
Go to the very bottom.
This was just nice. That's Theodore.
Theodore.
Oh, nice.
I love your show. Learned so much. God bless you. Aw, well, thank you. Thanks for popping in. I say it all the time, and so I sound like a broken record, but part of what we do is providing you the information that we wish we had had. It doesn't mean that we made wrong decisions. It just, I felt like we could have been and should have been more informed. And some of that is our own doing. And some of it is just, really not having someone to so full circle guide us through the process. It's like, for instance, and we get to this in a minute, but we had a closing this past week. By the way, candidly, I have closings all the time. I'm not one of those people that wants to post every single time, so-and-so and so-and-so. I don't know. I don't like to impose myself on other people's private lives. And I know that I just helped them buy probably the biggest purchase of their life. I just don't want to plaster it everywhere. That being said, I am going to plaster one in a minute because they're absolutely sweet. But we are going to do a new little segment called Congratulations. But it's such a personal thing going through this process together that, yes, sir. Oh, I thought you needed me. That I don't know. It's just kind of fun to go through it. And we appreciate so much that you guys join us. And again, the information that we share, while some of it is probably funny and goofy because that's who we are, at the core of it, it is very heartfelt information. And we've been there. And I think that's the other part of it. We have been there with this gut-wrenching decision of, first of all, do we move? Is this what's best for our family? And once we navigated our way through that, then the decision and then the logistics of getting us moved here. And again, so many of my clients don't live here. So, they're doing this, blind in some way. They're not here to see it on a day-to-day progress of construction or to be able to see. I mean, I've literally sold homes via virtual showings and providing them information. So thank you for that comment because it reminds us that what we're doing, as goofy as it is sometimes, is actually helping people. And that's really ultimately our goal here. So yay for that.
So go to What's Brewing.
I am going to go to What's Brewing right now. Yes, sir, director. All right, I'm going to do What's Brewing. Hold on. What's Brewing? Bop. Here we go. Okay, so on that note, we have a couple of topics that are what's brewing today. We have congratulations to Greg and Kathy. We did decide to add this little segment for any of my clients that want to be kind of, added into it. I will tell you this week and next week actually, and the week after that, everything will be absolutely insane. The number of final walkthroughs, new homeowner orientations, and closings that are happening over the next couple of weeks are, I don't know. Well, candidly, it's crazy. So we're going to be all over the place getting these final walks and things done, some of which we have to do on behalf of our clients, and some our clients will be coming in for it. But first, let's hit our congratulations. Yay. So this one, they all warm my heart, but I do like to mention that this is when we talked last week about my Diet Coke lumbar pillow that is still here, by the way, and the Diet Coke mug that I had last week. This is the sweet, sweet, sweet couple that provided that to me, and they are so sweet, and they purchased such a fantastic home with Landsea Homes, and they really had a last minute curveball thrown at them. They were the ones that we had discussed before about a last minute oopsie with the home that required them to close a little bit later than expected. They needed to do some repairs on the inside of the home. Again, this was all last minute, not the fault of the builder. It was just an oopsie. And everybody handled it completely perfectly. The builder responded efficiently and generously. The clients were kind and understanding. I worked as an advocate for my clients and got them additional concession and some good-natured stuff. And I tell you what, I'm just super excited. It was a very, very emotional time, wasn't it, my friends, to finally get to the closing table and to have them sign off. So congratulations, Greg and Kathy. You are going to love that beautiful new home. And Lancy seriously did a great job for them. And I sincerely appreciate that. That was really good. And so that little congratulations, we're going to probably do a little bit more of those. And it doesn't always have to be about that, because speaking of which, we're going to throw out a congratulations, another one right here, to, you may notice the name Sydney. Sydney and Valencio, they comment all the time. They are also our friends via this world that we all live in. And they constantly will text and ask questions as well. But right now they are in Cancun celebrating their anniversary. So that is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And I will miss you live, but you've got more important things to do and to celebrate. So congratulations to Sydney and Valencia. Seriously, that's wonderful. So happy anniversary to you guys. All right. So next thing is Sing Forrest Sing.
And he saw it come up and he kept putting on the thing. He said, "Oh boy."
Oh yeah.
He's nervous.
Yeah. No. Don't be nervous. So, all right. So Forrest is actually our son. He is our oldest, firstborn child. He is the one when, boy, it's so funny. When I meet so many of you, you're all like, "Oh, I know your family. Like, how's Forrest?" Like, they know everybody, where everybody lives, what everybody's doing. But so Forrest is the one that moved from Texas back to Virginia, which is originally where we're from. He's the one where we did a couple little DIY projects. He bought a beautiful home out there, but it was, it was a little bit older, built in 1993. So I did, we got all new appliances, electricians, added some lighting fixtures, really changed the aesthetic. Eric went, replaced all the floors downstairs and baseboards, and still coming together. We still need a little TLC on the kitchen, I think, but we're getting there. Anyway, so, and a lot of you don't know, but Forrest is actually very, very musical. That's just one of the things he's always been very gifted at, among many. But the intro music to our coffee time is actually his. We just said, "Hey, do you want to put something together?" And he did. And so our intro music that you guys probably hear while we're waiting is Forrest's. But Eric's birthday was last week, and we did mention that that his birthday was on Wednesday. So we wished him a preemptive happy birthday on coffee time last week, but the real thing was on Wednesday. So he got this lovely gift from our son, probably the best one ever. And so we're going to play a little bit of it now. I think Forrest is nervous, but here we go.
This is 30 seconds.
It's only 30 seconds. But by the way, Forrest is playing all of the instruments on it. So that's kind of cool too. Yay. Okay. So, pretty proud. It's so funny because I remember when Forrest was younger, we got him, I think it was an electric guitar, something he wanted. And then we had some guitar lessons. And I remember he had already kind of self-taught himself some of it. But we took him to a guitar teacher, and that helped, I think, with like chord progression and things like that. But just like his running, I think it's amazing when kids kind of take these things that they loved, when they were younger, and they kind of continue with it. So we're super proud. And that was absolutely an amazing birthday gift for Eric. So he was super excited about that. Forrest, just as a reminder, honey, my birthday is in January. Okay. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so there was that part of it. Now, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is last week. This is so cuckoo, crazy, funny. So if you joined us last week, you might remember that I referenced that we were going to be doing the video of our home I was a little nervous that our home is not show ready, my friends. It needs some TLC. But it was Laura, I believe, that had that. She said, "Oh, you must be talking about." Yes, Laura. Hold on, let me find it. Yes, hold on, let me do it. So Laura, yes, all because of you. So last week when I mentioned it, Laura said, "Oh, you must be talking about Amber Elise with Bubbles and Buckets." And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's it. That's exactly who I was referencing." I in the moment it was very spontaneous and I drew a blank, but Laura knew exactly who I was talking about. So Laura, I'm guessing you were the one that messaged her. I'm only throwing that out there. But anyway, I got a message from Amber Elise with Bubbles and Buckets. And so yes, she is here today. Well, not here because she lives far away, but she's going to be with us. In fact, we're going to go to that interview here in just a second. But yeah, so it was amazing. So I get this message from Amber Lee saying, "Hey, I had one of my subscribers or somebody reached out and said that you mentioned me on your show this morning. I just wanted to thank you so much for that. It means a lot to me," or something like that. And I responded back, "Oh my gosh, I'm fangirling right now." So we started to communicate back and forth a little bit. And I said, "Hey, well, do you want to be a guest on our coffee time?" Because honestly, what she does with all of her cleaning tips and things like that are very relevant. And it certainly applies to all of us because we all got to clean our home. Even if you have someone that cleans it for you, you still got to do some stuff. And anyway, so she's here. So we're going to go to that next. You want to go to that next, honey?
Yeah, sure.
We're going to go to that next. Do what? Oh, yeah, I did have to pre-record it. Just timing didn't work. So I'm in a burgundy shirt now. In the interview, my hair's up and I'm in a red one, but it's because we did it a different day. But that's okay. All right, so here is our interview with Amber Elise. This is going to be so good. Okay, guys, so look who we have sitting here. I am totally fangirling because the just off chance of me mentioning this amazing woman last Monday on our coffee time, somehow the message got back to her, and here she is being interviewed with us here on coffee time. So I was talking last week. I don't really know. I think it was that we were talking about the fact that for our Homes for the Holiday series, we were going to be doing a video tour of our new home. We actually just closed last year. So we were going to do an updated video tour, and I was like, my home's not ready because it's not clean enough. And then it triggered my thought of Miss Amber Elise with Bubble and Buckets. And here she is today. And so, hi, Amber, how are you?
Hi, good. I'm so excited.
I am so stinking excited. Now, by the way, is it Amber or do we need to say Amber Elise? Like,
no, Amber's fine.
Amber's fine. Okay. I have to be respectful because, by the way, I love that name. And Bubbles and Buckets, like, seriously, could you have come up with a cuter name for your business? Like,
it turned out really good.
It did. Like, that in and of itself is like perfect marketing. So kudos to you for that. So on that note, tell us a little bit about like kind of how you became this, I mean, in my opinion, a mega sensation of all of your cleaning tips and hacks, I guess. I don't know if hack is an inappropriate word to say, if it's kind of like taboo, but seriously, you have changed my life in ways you have no idea. Part of it is that I ended up having to hire someone to clean my house because I realized I was completely not capable, but I did learn some great things. So tell me about how you established you and started this Bubbles and Buckets phenomenon.
So my grandma was actually my first client, I guess you could say, back when I was 16. So she was the one who hired me first. And that's when I started getting into cleaning and learning all about it. And about 5 years ago, I thought maybe I should go work for Merry Maids or do something. And I'm like, no, I never wanted to work for anybody. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, let's just start my own. I'll put my name out on Facebook. And that's what I did. I just put my name out on Facebook. And then I got people who messaged me. And I basically said, I have openings now. I kind of acted like I was already established. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I really wanted to get my name out there. And then I had a few people hire me. And then within, I don't know, probably 6 months, I was completely booked. And then last year, it was August of, it was just like a year and a half ago, probably. Mm-hmm. I posted my first tip on TikTok. And then that like went viral. So it just kind of was just this snowball effect. But it started with my grandma.
That's amazing. And you, like, seriously, your tips are so helpful. And as we all know, you kind of as you're scrolling and things pop up and you watch them, some people you really gravitate toward, and some people, candidly, you just keep scrolling. And
Yeah.
and that's not a positive or a negative on any of them. It's about who you connect with on a human level. Where you're like, oh, I gravitate toward them. There's something about them. There's a charisma there. There's a personality there. There's a similarity there. There's something there. And you absolutely were that for me. And it's funny. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. Like I don't even know how I found you, but it was just hysterical that this all kind of transpired the way it did. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so now we'll get down and dirty. Haha. So tell me, all right, because seriously, you have so many. I don't even know that you could limit it to a few, but tell me some of. I won't even give you a number. Some of your favorite, perfect, all-time cleaning tips or hacks that honestly everybody should know. And then if you don't list the ones that I learned from you, I will follow up and tell you this.
Okay, because it's so hard. It is so hard to come up with like a handful because I feel like my brain can constantly think of things. But hard water is my favorite thing to work on. So I would say working with steel wool, the super fine steel wool with the 4 zeros, that is my all-time favorite thing to use on hard water, whether it's on granite or marble or shower glass doors that don't have a protective coating.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a protective coating on it or it could scratch it. But that has been a game changer when it comes to taking the hard water off really hard areas. And you don't have to use products. So it's not like you're using all these chemicals and killing your lungs, which is a bonus.
Right.
And then eCloth has changed my life because of their window cleaning cloth. So that is super cool. And Barkeeper's Friend. I mean, there's a lot that goes through my head when it comes to my tips.
Well, they're all good. You got more, or is that it? I mean, I know you got more, but we could be here for hours, right? But those.
I know, I really could. I just noticed I have like over, I think it's 630 videos. Or
that's amazing.
Whatever.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
So just on that note, so let me show you my new friend what I have because of you. And here's something. Okay, this is how bad I am. It took me forever to pay attention that this tells you what it's for. Like I was like, how does she know? Like, how does she know what goes to what? And then I don't know. Is this the window one? I don't know what this one is.
It looks like a polishing cloth. Yeah.
Okay. I have that one, and I have my yellow one over here, which is the bathroom one. So I used your little discount. I purchased these, and I have to admit, I really do like them too. And I learned a long time ago that you have to keep the glass shower door. Like you just have to maintain that. Like every time you shower, spray it, squeegee it. And so thankfully I don't have like buildup on that, but I will tell you, I still use your stuff and it is amazing. And now here's my other one. And you mentioned it. Look what else I have.
Yes.
And look, and it has the 4 zeros. You know how I know that? Because of you, because you were a rock star. Game changer on the cooktop. So we have, again, we built this home. We just moved in. It was last Thanksgiving. So just barely over a year. And when you live in your home, things like this happen. You're making mac and cheese and the water boils over and then it leaves the thing on the cooktop. And I was like, how do you clean it? Well, Miss Elise with Bubble and Buckets, make sure you get the steel wool with the 4 zeros and get it wet. And that's exactly what I do. So I love you. I also got this, the little pumice thing. Okay. And then, and I also got, magic erasers. I mean, everyone should have those anyway. I already knew those before you, but I made sure I stocked up on them, and I don't have it here because it's out of my garage, but I also got, this is where I became obsessed with you in all positive ways. You did a video cleaning an oven with like the steamer thing. I went out and bought the steamer thing. I was like, oh, brilliant. I had one tiny spillover of pumpkin pie or something from last Thanksgiving when we first moved in. That was caked on the bottom, and lo and behold, your trick worked. And I was like, I'm going to be able to keep this house like gunk free because of you. So that being said, so I told you I'm like serious fangirling. All right. So now here's another thing. I do have another question. We move all of my Amber Elise Bubble and Buckets supply aside. So tell me, all right. So here we are. It is the holiday season. And if you are, I know you have some children too. Is it 3 boys? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I have 4 kids too. Now my baby is a senior in high school, so I'm way older than you. I'm much further along. But still, we have 4 kids. We have 3 dogs and a cat, and I have 2 extra sons now because both of my daughters are married. So we have a big house full. The house is a mess. I work constantly. It's a 24/7 job. There's never any time off. So my house is chaos. So what are the tips for the holiday season when somebody calls and says, hey, we're just going to stop by. We want to drop off a gift. We want to pop in and say hello. And your house is like an absolute disaster. So are there, and this would seriously put you up on a pedestal of which you would never fall off of. What are the tips? You're like, oh my gosh, this lady is crazy. So what is there? I won't say what is there, or are there a couple of things that you can do when you are pressed for time, but that will make the most visual difference or significance for somebody that might just be popping by? You know, is it cleaning the counter? Is it squirting something? You tell me. What do we do? Help.
So, I mean, okay, so I'm going to this is kind of somewhat, not prep work, but instead of putting it down, always put it away. So then you're not having all this stuff in the counter. So if you can apply that now, it will help when people just pop on by, because that's what's helped me. Except if you saw my house right now, it's a complete disaster almost every room.
I did. I saw the video of your loft with your clothes.
That was actually not that bad compared to my office right now. It's awful. But I feel like putting the things away helps in the long run if people are popping by. But it is just basically clearing the countertops and keeping the floors kind of cleared.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if you have that robot vacuum, run that bad boy, because obviously with kids, there's crumbs everywhere. But I think keeping things clutter-free as much as possible helps everything look a little bit more neat and organized.
Yeah.
So if you have cupboard space, like shove the toaster in there under there for now, or like those big things that are on the counter. And I think that helps keep it clean. And then just have your product there ready to go to wipe it down. And if you want it to smell good, just have your smelly product that you need. And then it looks like you did it. Or one thing that I used to do is I used to fill up my sink. Before I was more conscious of chemicals, I used to fill up my sink with Pine Sol.
Yeah.
And then sit there, and then my house smelled clean, even though I never cleaned it.
Yeah. So. Well, those are some fantastic tips. And I was, again, just wanted to tell you how awesome I think you are. Seriously, your tips are really fun. They're very practical. And I'm fangirling over you. I think you're amazing. So however the universe connected us, my friend, if you ever decide to come to Florida, hang out with us here at Disney. Disney's in my backyard. So you let me know you're coming to town, and we will meet in person. Other than that, I know you are a busy woman. So the fact that you took some time out, by the way, everyone, if you've ever watched her videos, she always looks like $1 million when she's clean. Like, I don't even understand that. But anyway, my dear, you are my new friend. I love and adore you. Please keep doing what you're doing and sharing with all of us, because your tips really are super helpful, and you get all the fame and accolades that you get. You absolutely well deserve them.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's super cool.
You're welcome. All right. I will talk to you soon. We'll probably text at some point. But other than that, have a wonderful holiday season. And I need to go start emptying out my sink and putting things away, not down. I got it?
Yeah.
All right, Amber. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, wasn't that awesome? Okay, so here we forgot to put a little, this is part of one of Amber's videos. So she does these cute little TikToks and things. So you should definitely follow her. She's awesome. She's just as sweet in person. Well, that kind of in person, as you would imagine her to be through the videos. So anyway, so thank you, Laura. I do believe you were the instigator in a good way of making that connection happen. So so thank you for that. All right, guys. So we have a lot of questions I've seen that have popped up. So and a lot of them are really good ones. I mean, they're always really good ones, but still. Let me do a quick search. Okay, so Lisa, you said, do you still offer area tour info? My hubby and I will be there in a couple of weeks and want to try to narrow down our search areas. So Lisa, yeah, if you haven't already, text me. I don't think you have already. Text me at 407-848-8042. We'll put that number up again in a minute. We're right here.
Yeah.
There you go. 407-848-8042. And text me, and then I'll send you kind of the link, like kind of go through the normal beginning process and procedure. And then the answer to your question is yes. You know, if you're looking to have me assist you through the process, then we can certainly provide you with kind of an itinerary, especially if you're just doing your own kind of area shopping, so to speak, and you don't need the more specific guidance, then yes, we will absolutely assist you and provide you something so that you can do like a little self-guided tour, or but that way we can make sure you're going to the right places, if that makes sense. So yes, absolutely, just text me and we'll get that taken care of for you. Rob, our dear friend Rob, are lot premiums charged for all lots or base price and premiums for better lots? So in most cases, it used to be that if it was a typical interior home site with a neighbor behind you on either side of you and somebody across the street, then there was a zero lot premium because that's just a typical home site. And then a lot premium would be charged on those that have something special about them. Maybe it's on the corner. Maybe it doesn't have a neighbor on one side. Maybe it has a view from the front, or maybe it has a view from the back. Maybe it's a little bit pie-shaped because it's at a cul-de-sac, so it's more narrow in the front, but it's really wide in the back. I mean, whatever made that particular piece of earth desirable, they would attach a premium to. It has been a normal standard practice here over the past few years that even those interior home sites have at least a small lot premium attached to them, which really just allows them then to upcharge the actual true premium home sites to an even higher number, which can be frustrating. Although I will tell you, kind of back to when Tracy's question earlier about the best time to buy a home, I just got notice from a builder yesterday that they're actually waiving all the lot premiums if they can contract by the end of the year. So, those types of things happen too. Sometimes the builders put discounts on lot premiums, but at any rate, so again, that's the one little nugget that is not standard among the builders, which is really, really frustrating for those of us who try to help advise. So we just kind of have to wait and see what home site you might be interested in, and then we kind of go from there and we compare it. Enchanted Nomads. Is there a builder that you feel adds more character to their designs? We want that unique feeling, but so many builders, feel so formulaic these days. I know. I mean, the reality is so much at its core, and this is a true statement. What is really, really hard for the typical buyer's eye to differentiate is going into a model home that is so highly detailed. It's so decorated. It's got extra trim work and built-ins and crown molding and extra wood trim throughout the home. They've got wallpaper or paint treatments. They even like wood trim panel columns that is not even an option for you at the design center, but that's what their interior designer does. And I do say this is, hello, Penny. That was little Penny that just walked behind me. So I will say this, one of my favorite builders for their gorgeous model homes is MI Homes. They have an absolutely stunning interior design company that does their models. And when it is their high-end, high-priced, again, areas that kind of warrant that, their models are absolutely gorgeous. But again, when a buyer buys that exact same floor plan, those little character pieces, those touches and those details don't really exist because it's just the walls and the ceiling, and you may still have the tray ceiling and you may still have the 2-story grand entrance, but you're probably not going to have the grand wood embellishments up top with the huge lighting fixtures that hang down. Those are the character and details that typically come from an interior designer. Now, that being said, like D.R. Horton does a lot of arches. I particularly like the arches. That's going to be a personal preference. There are other builders that had, for instance, Taylor Morrison with their 55 plus community, Esplanade, they had models that actually showed it with arches, and then they cut the arches out. And so then they went to more of a straight thing. Again, those types of details are really a personal preference. So I would say, as far as the builders go, every builder is going to give you a palette, a blank canvas for you to be able to really embellish it and decorate it and transform it to really become unique. I just saw, by the way, there's a gentleman I follow here in this area on Instagram that does phenomenal trim work. And we're talking about like just pretty much everything. He'll install like the faux fireplace, not the faux fireplaces, but like the electric fireplaces and do some wall treatments. And I just looked at one of the ones that he just did. He posted it, and it absolutely transformed that wall. You would never have known it was the same wall that somebody else has in their home. It looks like it's completely unique to them. So I would say, as instead of focusing on the builder so much, find the layout of the home that is most conducive to you and your family. Does it have the bedrooms and the bathrooms, the quantity and the location of them? Does it have those pieces? And of course the kitchen, because the kitchen is always a signature piece in a home. But does it have those things that we can check off the list? And then we start to get creative. And I am certainly happy to help you get creative with some things that you can do. So that's a really good question, though. Thank you for that one. Shark Nerd, can you delay a closing in Florida? If a builder wants to close Christmas week, after many months delays in the building closing, do we have any leeway in pushing off to the following week? No, not really. Candidly speaking, and by the way, I understand that, and I have clients going through this exact thing, right? Which is that you're building a home, it's taken forever, pushing back, delay with the windows, delay with this, delay with that. You're supposed to close, you're thinking it's October, then you're thinking, okay, it's going to be November, and now you find out it's not only going to be December, but it's going to be the week of Christmas. Really? Yeah, trust me, because I've got this week and next week and the following, like it is insane with the number of new homeowner orientations and closings over these next couple of weeks. But the reality is, contractually, it's going to state in there that once the builder has completed the home and they have received that certificate of occupancy, you are obligated to close on it. They're not going to want to push that into the new year if the home is ready. Now, if they have scrambled and they're giving you a hot mess for a home and you're like, I am not accepting it in this condition. This is too many IOU items. Then that's a different conversation, and your realtor can assist you in that. But generally speaking, no. Is it an inconvenience? Heck yeah. But one thing I can tell you that you can consider is that you can close remotely. Not ideal. Now, I don't know if you live in the same area as where you're purchasing, but but even if you do, maybe let's say you live an hour away or 2 hours away. You can say, look, this is inconvenient. I'm fine to close, but I need to have a mobile closing. And that means they need to come to your house or to an office or an area that's close to you at your convenience, still on the same day or whatever that they want you to close, but make it a little bit more accommodating to you. You can certainly request that, but I feel your pain because that is definitely happening. But the ultimate answer is, I would not get my hopes up because you're pushing it into another fiscal year. If you were just pushing it back a week and it didn't matter, it wasn't hitting the end of a target point at end of a quarter or end of a fiscal year, then maybe, excuse me. But because this is where we are, probably not, unfortunately. So sorry. Jim, how soon after foundation is poured do they actually start the build? Hi, Jim. I wonder why you're asking that question, my friend. I know. Jim's like, seriously, could they just start building my house? So Jim is a client of mine, and oh my gosh, you talk about patience of Job. I mean, come on. He has been waiting for, how long has it been?
It's long.
It is a long time. Jim's like, yes, it's 362 days, 42 hours.
But it's a long time.
It's been a long time. Anyway, so here's the reality. So once they pour a foundation, and this is, again, information for everyone. Remember that if you are building a new construction home, your home is being inspected by the county, outside inspectors, typically over 30 times throughout the build process. And the foundation is one of those pieces. So they do soil compaction tests, they do grading inspections, and then they pour the foundation. They've got the footers and the rebar, and they have all of those things that are kind of happening with the initial build of your home. So the reality is if they pour the foundation and the inspection is done quickly and it passes, then it starts going vertical, as the builders say, very, very, very quickly. And it like overnight can change because you're looking, that's the cinder block first floor. That goes really fast. You're like, wow, there's a structure on my foundation now. So that should happen pretty quickly. But as usual, some of the things that we end up waiting on, hi, Lucy. Some of the things, like a little kid, except it's dogs. Some of the things that we wait on are the inspectors. And I will say they are very busy too. They are quite backed up. So sometimes you'll see a little bit of a delay. I will tell you, and I probably shouldn't, but I will tell you, all of you, you can track your inspections online. There are sites that you can go to where you can track what inspection has been scheduled and has it passed and things like that. So I don't like to mention it because I don't want that to be another level of you, not you, Jim, but you, world, that you're trying to do the builder's job. That's what the builder's doing. That's happening behind the scenes. That's not for you to worry about. Let them do that. Let them build the home. You chose the builder for a reason. Let them build. But there are people who really want to have their hand in the mix. And I will tell you, yeah, there have been times where building the pool that we were checking through the permits going, where is it in the process? Or did we pass that inspection? So there are ways that you can find that out. But anyway, Jim, it should be quickly. As soon as the foundation is poured and it has been inspected and passed, they should be going vertical. Now, can foundations fail inspection? Yes, I have had that happen before where I went out one day, the foundation was there. I start sending pictures to my clients. I go back a few days later thinking I'm going to be sending them pictures with the whole first floor done. And the lot is now empty. The foundation is torn up and in a rubble heap in the back corner of the home site. So they can fail. But by the way, if they fail, that's good because that means somebody had some oversight and made sure that the actual true literal foundation of your home is strong and secured. So good question there. All right. Ron, now that our closing is imminent, where are some good places to shop for furniture, indoor and out? Okay, so perfect. So Ron, let me tell you. So there are quite a few places that you can shop for furniture. Up at Winter Garden Village, there is Haverty's. It's nicer furniture. It's a little expensive, but it's well worth it. It's nice furniture. They are the only that I know of. They are the only furniture company that when you buy that extended warranty, which I know some people are like, I'm not buying an extended warranty. I do because it covers pet damage. Have I ever had to use it? No. But if I didn't buy that extended warranty, then our dog would have chewed up the cushion. So because we have all of these pets, for me, it's a smart idea for me to do that. So anyway, so Haverty's is a good place. If you need some extra furniture, Rooms to Go is in Claremont. It's a super great place. And what's really nice about all of these places is that you can also buy stuff off the wall. So if they've got a really nice kind of a setting or a grouping of something and you're like, I like those, you can grab them off the wall. Another really big one is City Furniture. That is definitely going to be my go-to place as well because they have everything and it's all over the place. It's huge. They used to actually serve like wine, I think. You could walk around with a glass of wine. I don't know if they still do that or not. But City Furniture is out like in a Coe. So I think it's a Coe, right? It's a Coe or a Papa? It's right in there. So City Furniture, Rooms to Go, Haverty's, and then there's like Bears Furniture, there's Ashley, there's a couple of other places. As far as outdoor furniture, well, we used, was it Palm Casual? What is it? Palm Casual is who did all of our outdoor furniture. And Eric says, bring your wallet. But those are really nice. So, but there's also less expensive ones. But yes, Ron, we'll text later and I'll give you the inside scoop on some other ones too. All right. Kim, how do you look around in a gated community? That is fantastic. That is such a good question.
Jump the fence.
No, you don't jump the fence. Thank you. So here's the thing. If you're looking around, like on your own, if you're just driving around looking at areas, then you can't access a gated community. That's the whole point of a gated community, is that people aren't just going to be in and out that have no reason or purpose to be there. If you are looking at a home that is in a gated community and you are seriously considering it, you are pre-approved, you're ready to move forward on something, then you most likely have a realtor assisting you, and then we get you into that community. But gate codes are not something, like I don't even have all the community gate codes. That's not, it's not just sometimes people think realtors have a magic key that gets us into any house at any time, any gate code, and we don't. So that has to be provided by the listing agent. There are some communities I know the code to, but I never just go into a community without having a purpose to be there, because I am a rule follower, if you don't know that already. But if you are just kind of out and about driving and there's a community that interests you, I would say just take note of the name of the community, add it to your list, make a note that it's gated. And then when you're ready to dig a little bit deeper, it'll, kind of hone in and fine tune your search a little bit more. And if that stays on your list, and I know that's hard because you're like, yeah, but if I can't get in the gate, how do I know if I like the community? Well, you already know the other elements of it, right? You know what it looks like from the exterior. You know the location of it. Is it in the right area, the right town, the right county? Is shopping close? Is it easy to access? Does it have those elements that you like? And then, if it stays on your list, then we find homes that are available in that community and we get you in so that you can see them. That's a really good question. I don't think we've had that one before. Breaking news.
Lucy has zoomies, so just be aware.
Lucy has zoomies. Lucy.
I'm trying to get it across.
Lucy. Zoomies. Lucy has zoomies. Okay. All right. What are they building on the right side of 429 near Schofield going south? Is it the new Valencia College camp or College at Schofield? Oh, that's the note. Okay. I have the information for you. Big building construction is the, osteopathic? I said it right. College. Schofield is not fully paved yet, but when you ask for directions that way, Apple now takes you in that direction. I know, right? That's just crazy. We'll drive on it again soon to check it out, like for, we might do another Sunday drive just to kind of see kind of where we are there. But yeah, so the big building is the osteopathic college. And then again, Schofield isn't officially paved fully all the way yet, but getting there. It is definitely getting there. All right, guys. So let's pop back over to a couple of other things because I know you were probably really interested in our Zillow house, our Zillow Gone Wild. Are you interested? Yeah, we'll do this one. But while I'm doing this one, if you have any questions, don't forget, pop them up. Oh, before I forget, I need to make a big shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Florida Man because, and I meant to mention it earlier for Forrest. I do this all the time. I'm sorry, buddy. You're just the first name that comes to my brain. Eric. For Eric's birthday last Wednesday, we had our dear friends, Daryl and Jen. We love them. They took us out to dinner at Miller's Ale House on Friday night. And lo and behold, while we were there having one of our very rare few times that we ever go out anywhere and do anything with anyone or have a meal that's not been handed to us through the drive-through window, just coincidentally, Mr. and Mrs. Florida Man were right there in the booth behind us and introduced themselves to us. So love and hugs to you guys. That was so cool to be able just to kind of pop into you randomly like that. So Miller's Ale House, by the way, just going to let you know that the coconut shrimp that they serve on Friday night is actually pretty good. Anyway, okay, so let's go to our Zillow Gone Wild. Okay, this is a doozy. Look at this island house out in Branford, Connecticut. Under $4 million, guys. It's easy. Just open up your wallet. $3,750,000, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's only 2,300 square feet, a little over 2,308. But it's honestly, it's beautiful. Look at this house. So first of all, you have to get there by boat, right? Or I guess you probably maybe helicopter. I don't know, a boat for sure. But look at this. I mean, first of all, the views are stunning. Now, I told Eric earlier, I was looking at some of the photos and I was like, not a super big fan of the natural wood color, but it's certainly, I would not turn it down. Like I would not buy it because of that. But look at that. That's beautiful. Like that just reminds me of home, candidly. The kind of wood decking and the furniture right there with the beach right there is beautiful. So really, really lovely. I mean, this one's not as cuckoo crazy as some of the other ones that we've seen. This one is just gorgeous. And look at that though, from the exterior. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. So, maybe if we pool our money, maybe we could all buy it. I mean, I don't know that I'd ever want to be there during a nor'easter or anything like that. But other than that, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I've always wanted to live on the beach anyway, so that's a good one for sure. All right. So yeah, let's just win the lottery or pool our money and then we could create our own like vacation home. Like all of us. And Amy, no. But like we could each, so all of us, let's all pool our money. We'll buy the house and then each of us will have it for a specific period of time. Yeah? Good? You in? All right. Okay. All right. So let me go real quick to what I'm watching. And then, because I know we've got to finish this up because it's almost 10 o'clock. I talk so much. Here we go. Ready? Okay, so going back to our dinner that we had with Daryl and Jen on Friday night, we were just talking about what we were watching. She said she was watching the Harry and Meghan series on Netflix and that she loved it. And I was like, oh, I think I've seen that because I thought I had seen a movie before, but obviously I didn't because this is something different. So I did not realize when I started watching it that there's only a few episodes now. I think more episodes come out like every week or something. I'm not sure. But at any rate, I watched all that I could watch and I was like, wait, am I done? There's still so much more. So I watched that. And like I said, I am in the process of Requiem, I think is what I'm watching right now. And I just started that. And I did that one for because of Wales, because I like the aesthetic out there. And there's another one that I also just finished. And I can't remember what it is. It's a movie though. Oh, it's a cute movie. Midnight at the Magnolia. That's what it was. It was a cute little Christmas movie. It's your typical kind of a rom-com. It wasn't a Hallmark movie, but it was on Netflix. It's called Midnight at the Magnolia. And actually, I thought that one was really cute. I liked that one. So if you want to, if you want one of those mindless kind of fun, festive, sit down with your cup of hot chocolate or hot cocoa and, decompress a little bit. That's a good one. But also Harry and Meghan, I'm actually enjoying it very, very much. I'm a big fan of like The Crown and like the Princess Diana thing. I watched all of that. So obviously this all ties in and, that kind of gets my heart a little bit. But anyway, all right. So we are going to finish up double checking, see if there's any more questions that popped up. And if not, I'm going to bid you adieu. Are we good? Javi had another question.
Maybe number two. He's wondering if there's any more developments in Hamlin.
Any more developments in Hamlin? Well, we talked about we talked about this I don't know last week, but yeah, I mean in the Hamlin area we do have Silverleaf. There are Silverleaf is Meritage Homes. Dreamfinders has a couple of communities with some bungalows, some front loads, some townhouses. So and that's in like the Hamlin area. That's kind of right there in that little nugget. There's more communities a little bit further down Avalon Road in the Ovation Village, which is still part of Horizon West. But as far as Hamlin goes, I would say let's focus on the Silverleaf and the new Dreamfinders communities that are all kind of like Parkview at Hamlin, I think is one of them. But there's a couple, but there's nothing there yet. Now Meritage does have its Silverleaf. They do have foundations poured and starting construction on home sites 1 through 11, I believe. They're in the Silverleaf. We are also building in there. Our daughter and son-in-law are building in there, but their lot has not started yet. But it's obviously they're just they're finished paving those roads, so it's progress is happening for the Meritage Silverleaf section. Not so much for the Dreamfinders of just kind of clearing it out. But anyway, all right, guys. So as we end our Monday morning little coffee time chat, I want to thank you again for joining us. And remember, if you've got questions, you can reach out to me anytime, 407-848-8042. You can text me. I will tell you, texting is easiest, even if we're going to chat on the phone. Unless you happen to catch me where I can answer the phone, texting is usually easier. And then just say, hi, this is so-and-so. We'd love to chat. And then we can kind of coordinate a time to do that. But certainly you can give me a call. I try to answer anytime that I possibly can, but I will tell you that these next couple of weeks are absolutely insane. In a good way, because lots of people's dreams are going to come true. Lots of people are going to finally get the keys to their beautiful new home. And some people's journey, Ron and Rosemary, is finally going to result in something phenomenal. And we're all going to enter in 2023 with some beautiful new dreams to start making and memories to start making. So with that note, guys, as always, remember to please stay safe, stay well. Remember that we truly do love you, and happy house hunting, guys. See you next time. Bye.